Two things are going to come out of this podcast. One, we're going to be canceled, and two, we're probably going to get divorced from our wives.
So fucking inappropriate. So fucking inappropriate.
It's like crying, just jerking and don't feel hard. What the fuck? Jerking and don't feel hard. Jerking and don't feel hard.
So fucking inappropriate.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's time again for that top 10 list you don't give a fuck about by two guys you really don't give a fuck about.
We are back with another episode of the Inappropriates. Matthew and Nathan.
What's up?
This week's episode, two sponsors actually contacted me, and they merged to debut this new product. And you're going to give the ad read, and it is Downey and Pennzoil's new blinker fluid.
Folks, are you tired of going to your local automotive shop only to tell them that you need a complete blinker fluid flush and change? Well, let me tell you something, folks. The good folks at Downey and Pennzoil have gathered up their skills and put their freaking manufacturing plants to the test to come up with self-cleaning blinker fluid. That's right. We now have self-cleaning blinker fluid. What we're going to do is we're going to revolutionize not only your wallet, but how well your car now operates. With Downey's fresh cleaning solution, every time you turn that blinker on and get that lovely little metronome sound, not only can you rest assured that your blinker fluid is not only topped off, but it's clean as well, and that your little blinking lights in the back and front of your car are going to perform flawlessly with Pennzoil and Downey right there safeguarding your vehicle. That's right. Head on down to your local supermarket or automotive shop and tell them you want Downey and Pennzoil's fresh-smelling blinker fluid. Now comes in fresh rain scent, fresh cotton scent, and right along with our last sponsor, underboob sweat scent.
Three companies merged. Nice.
Run down there and tell them you need Downey and Pennzoil's fresh-smelling blinker fluid today. Wow. And tell them Nate's fucked up brain sent you. You'll get 10% off. Outlawed in certain states, taxes and fees may apply.
How much would a bottle of Downey and Pennzoil blinker fluid go for anyways?
Oh, right now with the coupon, it's on sale for $89.99.
$89.99. Yikes. All right.
Well, I mean, you don't ever have to change it again because it's self-cleaning, so it's kind of a one-time purchase.
So this week's episode, this week's topic is top 10 favorite 90s sitcoms. I mentioned this, and I saw a little sparkle in your eye.
All the shows you had to rush home for because you weren't going to be able to stream that later. Yeah. That's the era of the good TV shows, man.
Everything good is from the 90s, I'm telling you. Toys, shows, cartoons, comics.
This was difficult, man, because I did not include cartoons. I did not include game shows because...
I was going to ask that. I didn't include cartoons either. In
my opinion, those are standalone lists on their own. So
Great.
These were just like live action sitcom, once a week, that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night you rushed home for because, you weren't, if you missed it, you missed it. You hope you caught it in the summer and they played the episode you didn't know on a rerun, schedule because you weren't going to get a second chance to watch these again.
A lot of these, however, now are constantly just reran on television networks. Like, you turn the TV on, you go, and these are just on.
Yeah. I mean, these are just the standard, like, reruns. Like, they're not doing whatever shows were playing in the, the mid-2000s or the 90's, whatever they call it now. But those 90s old freaking sitcoms are being played to death. And I've got an honorable mention list for this. Like, holy shit.
Okay. Before you give your honorable mentions, we kind of discussed this but just before we started recording. So these are shows that aired in the 90s, but they could have started before the 90s, or they could have ended after the 90s. But as long as they aired in the 90s, they meet the qualification.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, because some of these did start early. Some of them started early 90s, but didn't end into early 2000s. Some of them started late 80s, but they ran a bulk of it in the 90s. I mean, it's kind of, you can't really just, it's hard to narrow down to something that just ran from 91 to 99 or from 90 to 2000. So, you know, but this is what I remember the 90s for as far as that goes. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you want to start with your honorable mentions.
Whew. All right. So the honorable mention list for me, first and foremost, is the one that I struggled not putting on the top 10 list was Family Matters.
Okay.
Family Matters, Dharma and Greg went from 97 to I think 2005. Just Shoot Me. If you've never watched Just Shoot Me, hilarious comedy. David Spade. It was on I believe a newspaper place or something like that. Funny ass show. Step by Step, Spin City, and the very last one on my honorable mention list is The King of Queens.
Okay. I had King of Queens on here on my list, and I knocked it off.
Yeah, Kevin James is on my top 10 comedians list, I believe, but I mean, super great show.
For me, the reason I knocked it off, I realized that I didn't watch it in the 90s. I watched it later, on the reruns at this point now. Mm-hmm. But I do love Kevin
Jerry
James,
Stiller was amazing in that show, by the way. Jerry Stiller kind of stole the show. But Leah Romney, I mean, come on. But, yeah, and one show that I will mention that did not make my list was The Cosby Show. And in that regards, we just lost Malcolm Jamar Warner not long ago.
Yeah.
And played Theo on that show. But influential for a lot of people, just not for me, unfortunately.
We also lost Ozzy and Hawk.
We also lost Ozzy and
those
Hawk.
three and whoever else died that we're not mentioning. All right. Well, you gave your honorable mentions, so go ahead and give us your number 10 then.
All right. So number 10 for me, I always consider this to be a smart person sitcom. Either people got it or people did not get it. But for me, I love the banter on it. And might have had a slight crush on one of the characters on the show. And when I tell you the name of the show, you're gonna be like, "Who the fuck did you have a crush on?" But for me, it was Frasier.
I actually never watched Frasier.
Oh, dude, Frasier was
I
intelligently very funny show.
I get it.
And Frasier actually debuted in 1993, but it didn't end until 2004, which I really wasn't aware that it ran that long. But it almost had a 10-year run, or had a 11-year run span, and they just kind of revamped and rebrought the show back with Kelsey Grammer in it. Okay. And once again, Kelsey Grammer is kind of genius at what he does, but very much more of a intellectual thinking show that was, bantered with a little bit of that witty sarcasm and humor, and loved it. Absolutely loved it.
So I never watched the show, but who the fuck did you have a crush on?
Daphne.
Which was who?
Daphne was the caretaker for their dad. And that was kind of the first point. I'm like, yeah, I think I like chicks with a British accent. Okay.
Do you know her actual name?
I can look it up. I honestly, I do not. Okay. Daphne was all that mattered for me. She was was Daphne. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. I've heard of her. I just never, like I said, never watched the show. So okay.
So Jane Levives played Daphne Moon.
Still doesn't ring a bell, but okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but I mean, there was plenty of other people on there, but yeah, for some reason, Daphne kind of just, early on, kind of British accent crush for me.
Okay. So number 10, I definitely didn't have a crush on any of the individuals on the show.
Masters of the universe.
However, it's very nostalgic for me. I mentioned it previously on one of the podcasts because my grandmother, I watched it with her. My grandmother herself reminded me of one of the characters, Betty White. And that is the Golden Girls. Mm-hmm. I believe it started in 86. It might have been earlier than that, and it only ran until 92. Okay. So it didn't run much of the 90s, but it is a 90s sitcom to me. And like I said, I watched it with my grandma. So.
I think Hot in Cleveland had Betty White on it. I think that started later in the 90s.
Probably. I don't think I ever watched that, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I caught a rerun of it in the hospital somewhere at some point. I don't know.
But Golden Girls is one of those shows that I watched with my grandma. Yeah. And I could still watch today because that's like I just said a little bit ago. You can find a channel, and Golden Girls seems to always be on,
Right.
rerunning the shows. So yeah, Golden Girls
It's
number
always,
10 for me.
Always a standard for that scenario. So, all right, man.
Thank you for being a friend.
Good solid start on that. I like it. I like it. So, which brings us to number 9. Number 9 premiered in 1987, ran all the way to 1997, so went a full 10 years. But this is another one that we have mentioned in the past. Different actors, actresses from this show actually made one of the list from us previously. And I am talking about none other than a show that was so inappropriate that you had to have, I believe it was Frank Sinatra for the theme song, and that is Married with Children.
I'm giving you this look because guess what my number 9 is?
It's not. Is it Married with Children, really?
Married with Children.
Oh my God.
Is my number 9.
Back-to-back episodes, like twice.
We're matched,
That is cool. That is so, seriously, Married with Children is your number 9.
Number 9.
That is incredible, dude.
I've
I
masturbated
love
many
it.
times to Christina Applegate.
Yes. Yes,
but I've also
Kelly.
I've also watched hundreds and hundreds of episodes of Married with Children.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one that never gets old. That's one that really, even to this day, it never gets old. It's still funny because certain sarcasm is going to be funny no matter what. And Ed has the character nailed so well.
Yeah.
Al Bundy
They
is
all
just yeah, no, they really did. Like I have seen the I don't remember her name, Kathy. I don't remember her full name. The woman who played Peggy.
Yeah.
I've seen her in other shows. I'm like, yeah, it's just not. It just
Yeah.
like she played an old lady in a biker show, and she killed it. Katie Seagal.
Right,
She killed it.
Kathy Seagal.
Kathy Seagal.
Is it?
Kathy, yeah. But I couldn't get over that was Peg Bundy.
Yeah.
Like it kind of ruined the character. I'm like, I ruined the character, not her. Because she was phenomenal. But I ruined it because like in my mind, she's Peg. She's not anything else, you know?
Yep.
She did so well that's who she is. She's nobody else. And you know, like I said, so absolutely, man. I mean, it's an iconic show, iconic runtime. I mean, 10 full years, man. That's good for anything now.
Yeah.
And
Another show, you can a random channel, you will turn it on right now, and there's episodes. I guarantee playing. I don't know what's up with that.
yeah, and for something that was threatened to be pulled off the air for years, something that was like boycotted for years, and now it's just that staple, which is amazing to me.
Yeah. Well,
So our number 9s are clicking.
Yep.
Clicking. So
Let's see if we can get another one. What's your number 8?
oof. Number 8 ran from 1992 to 97. Once again, featured a comedian as the main spot.
No fucking way.
Dude, this better not match. Me and Jay were just talking about this show the other day, and we were talking about how it was kind of genius because this comedian played several roles in the show, but it was always hilarious. But for me, it was Martin. You're not.
Look at my list.
Number 7, seriously.
No,
Hey, hang
number
on.
8 is Martin.
Our number 8.
Yeah. I don't want you to look and see the other ones. But right there.
No.
Married with Children 9, Martin at number 8. And as
What
soon as
the
you even
hell,
started, you said
dude?
a comedian and play different roles. I'm like, oh my God, this is the same thing. Martin.
Oh, dude, I love Martin. Martin's
Yeah.
on Netflix right now. I still turn that on just for background noise, right? Oh, dude, Martin, and then the girl who played his girlfriend. She had a guest spot in Prince of Bel-Air for a little while, but she also went on to play the mother in My Wife and Kids. Loved her in that role. Loved
I've never
Damian
seen
Wayans. The Wayans brothers, classic comedy guys. Anyway, but this was a TV show with him in it, and she played the wife in that show as well. Freaking amazing show. Always liked everything she's been in, but Martin Lawrence I always thought was very underrated for what he did, and I always thought that the TV show Martin was phenomenal. I thought it was better than Steve Harvey's show. I thought it was better than In Living Color. Not to take anything away from those shows in their own right, but Martin's where it was for me. I loved Martin, loved that show, and that one actually truly stuck in the 90s, man, 92 to 97. I thought it ran longer than 5 years when I was looking into this.
Yeah.
But but 5-year
5
run
years
is
is a
all
long
I've had,
time.
you know?
5 years is a long time, though.
Yeah, and I mean, when you enjoy something, I guess you kind of extend that time in your head a little bit. But yeah, for me, dude, Martin was hilarious. I loved all of Martin's films, and I really just loved his TV show because that just gave me more of his unique comedy style. His stand up to me was never like above what he could do on screen. But both were amazing in its own right. Martin Lawrence is my dude, man. I love Martin Lawrence.
I don't need to say anything else.
Hilarious,
it's the
dude.
same. I highly doubt that the next one's the same though.
No, you're gonna give number 7 because if it was 9 and 8 were the same, you're gonna give number 7.
So number 7 for me. I've mentioned one of the starring characters several times because I'm infatuated with her.
Okay, we're not the same.
She is married to Justin Timberlake. Her name is Jessica Biel, and she was one of the daughters on this show called Seventh Heaven. And I think that's where my infatuation with Jessica Biel started, but
His little CW run.
yeah.
Or what was it back then? It was WB or something?
WB, I believe, is what it was on. But yeah, it was a Christian-y type show, I guess.
Yeah, I think the dad was a pastor or something.
Dad was a pastor, which turns out in real
Ended up
life
in
he
real
was
life.
yeah. Go ahead.
A peddler.
Yeah, a little diddler. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
He better never fucking touch Jessica Biel. I'll kill him. But yeah. So Seventh Heaven. I don't know why I liked that show because I would listen to NWA and Dr. Dre during the day and then come home and watch Seventh Heaven. I don't know.
I've seen a few episodes of the show, but it was nothing I really ever, kind of, just kind of like Dawson's Creek and a few other I mean, I've seen them, but they were never on my radar that I just had to get home and watch.
I wouldn't rush to watch them, but I was an avid watcher of both shows that you just mentioned, Dawson's Creek and Seventh. Dawson's Creek more so for the females in the show. This, I don't know why. I liked the show, but I also really liked Jessica Biel.
It had a wholesome kind of feel to it. It really did.
Which is not normally up my alley, is my point. But I liked Seventh Heaven, so number 7 for me.
All right, so my number 7 actually
Is Seventh Heaven.
No, no. It's funny you put Seventh Heaven in your 7th spot, but
Right? Non-intentionally.
my number 7 was what I always called was my friends. So people always, talked about how much they loved Friends, and Friends obviously started in the 90s, ran into the 2000s, and was much, much more popular than this show. But if I ever said I would have a group of friends I would make a TV show about, it would be these guys, or this group of people in this show would probably be where I would fit in most, and that would be more like me, right? And not only that, this show was based out of Ohio. This show was based out of Cleveland. And why was it based out of Cleveland? Because, baby, Cleveland rocks. And I'm talking about none other than the Drew Carey Show. And I loved the Drew Carey Show. I loved all the actors on the Drew Carey Show. I always wish that if I had a group of friends, this is the second show that had people in it that I wished were my group of friends. So absolutely 110%, Drew Carey Show, loved that show. And the Drew Carey Show actually ran from 95 to 2004.
Was it called the Drew Carey Show? Or
It was called the Drew Carey
Cleveland
Show.
Rocks?
No, it was called the Drew Carey Show. The theme song was called Cleveland Rocks.
Okay, maybe that's why I always thought it was Cleveland Rock. Okay. So it's just called the Drew. Okay.
And I could always sing that whole theme song start to finish.
Of course.
And I always, I had the actual song from the band at one point in time. It was crazy.
But it didn't make your list of theme songs.
No, it did not. Because it wasn't one of those, I mean, it never played loop rent free in my head. It was kind of one of those kind of scenarios. It never got stuck in my head, but it was always one of those that was a go-to type deal. So,
And correct me if I'm wrong, that is the show with Mimi, right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I remember from that show. I didn't watch it a whole bunch, but I watched it
I just remember
enough.
they made Buzz beer. It was a coffee flavored beer, so you stayed up longer and drank more type thing, so they could make more sales. So yeah, it was a great show.
Before we see if we match number 6, let's go ahead and split it up with a Marry, Fuck, Kill. As I did with the last episode, I do have some pre-prepared ones, so you'll stick with the cards. I'm going to go with based on the sitcoms kind of thing, all right?
Let's go.
So first we got, you mentioned the show, and it's Star, who is is another diddler.
God.
Oh, by the way, you're going with the character, not the actual person.
Okay.
So take the actual person out of it. It's just the character. But what I'm talking about is Cliff Huxtable, Danny Tanner,
Okay.
and Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Oh, fucking Christ.
Cliff Huxtable, obviously from The Cosbys, Danny Tanner from Full House, and Tim Taylor from Home Improvement.
All right, we're going to kill Cliff Huxtable because I do not need a lecture every day. I'm going to fuck Danny Tanner because that germaphobe's going to hate it. And I'm marrying Tim the Toolman Taylor just because it's going to be fucking exciting as shit for the rest of my life. And I can just walk around the house. You know, I mean, come on.
That's fair.
So that's my reasoning. like Cliff Huxtable was good for the advice and those low key lectures that you don't really, you're going to get. I can't handle the whole clean freak Danny Tanner, and at that point it was no brainer. I was spending the rest of my life with Tim the Toolman Taylor. So,
well, so I am going to go with this based off of how I would have rated the shows. Spoiler alert: the Cosbys are not on my top 10.
they're not on mine either.
I am going to kill Cliff Huxtable.
Okay.
That's probably apropos because of who he was in real life too. But so Cliff Huxtable is dead. I am then going to have a fun old night with a toolbox and some plywood and fuck Tim Taylor. And then I'm going to marry Danny Tanner because I do appreciate a nice clean house. Hear that, Erica? I like a nice clean house. No. Danny Tanner, that's who I'm marrying.
Tomorrow's sponsor is brought to you by How to Get Away with Murder. That's right. Tomorrow's sponsor is brought to you by How to Get Away with Murder. Do you have a husband that says you don't do enough cleaning the house? Well, let me tell you, take our free course on How to Get Away with Murder. Anyway, that's me sticking up for you, Erica, and not making fun of anything. I just want you to know I'm on Team Erica with this one, and I would just like to make it clear that I do not endorse any of the opinions on the other side of the room at this point.
All I said was I like a nice clean house.
And I know what that implies.
So I dropped that marry, fuck, kill.
Boys, clean up after yourself. I don't know.
I dropped that marry, fuck, kill so I can segue into my my next one, number 6.
Number 6?
Yep. And it involves the man that I said I would fuck. And that would be Tim the Toolman Taylor's Home Improvement.
Oh, man.
I feel like your reaction, it should be higher on the list.
I feel like it should be higher on the list, dude. I do.
I enjoyed the show, but there were certain things that kind of turned me off about the show. For instance, the wife.
Joe.
I know she was supposed to be the way she was, but it just kind of annoyed me a little bit. So that was kind of like, I don't know if I want to watch this episode. I did like the whole neighbor and only seeing the top part of his head. That
Wilson was classic.
That was cool.
Loved Wilson.
The boys were all right. They were kind of whiny sometimes, but
yeah, I mean, they were young boys.
If the show would have just been the Tool Show and the neighbor, then I probably would have it higher on the list.
I mean,
but the other stuff, I was just like,
the show just would have been Heidi holding a drill. I'd have watched for a half hour and loved it. I'm just not. Let's
I would have watched for about 2 minutes and then I'd been done. If you get my drift.
Do you know who played Heidi in season 1, but not in any other season?
Mm-mm.
It's Pam Anderson.
Oh, I think I remember like reading that somewhere.
Yeah, Pam Anderson was Heidi for season 1, and then after that they replaced her with the Heidi that went the rest of the show.
Probably a good choice.
So,
have you seen Pam Anderson?
Lately, yeah.
No one should.
No
one.
That poor woman. God damn, she was rolled hard and put up wet. I tell you right now, that was kind of crazy.
Anyways.
So, all right. Well, my number 6
is not
Home Improvement. Okay. Actually, my number 6 is a show that a lot of people have forgotten about. A lot of people are like, wait a minute, what? And so the main actress from the show went on to act in a very high-rated television show later in the 2000s. In fact, highly rated television show in the later 2000s that actually had its own spinoff show from that show later in the 2000s. But I'm talking about this is an actress who went on to star in The Big Bang Theory. and did quite well at that show. Actually, was responsible for a lot of things behind the scenes in that show that no people realized about. But most people forgot the show she got her start in, and that is Blossom. And I loved the show Blossom. Don't know why. Because I'll be honest with you, Joey in that show kind of like just made the whole show for me, but it was just kind of that fun teenager kind of little like teen life story show.
I thought Blossom was kind of hot.
She's good looking, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, so that show actually only ran from 1990 to 1995. It was a short run, 5-year stint run show. But I did enjoy the show. Her best friend was always getting her in trouble. It was crazy, the antics there, and you had Joey who was just constantly running around like, dude, and for me, Joey kind of stuck out above it because like in the honorable mention, Step by Step, it was always, the nephew that would come over that, I can't remember his name, Cody was the character that made that whole show for me. So not enough to make the top 10 list, but
That's funny.
yeah, Blossom was my number 6. Let me guess, Blossom's your number 5.
No, Blossom's not my. No, not at all. It's just funny. I don't picture you watching Blossom, and you sound like
a lot of weird stuff.
An avid Blossom fan too. So.
I think I've seen every episode of the show. Like most of the shows on my list, I think I have finally seen every episode that's ever come out. So these are shows that not only I enjoyed, but I avidly watched or ended up. For a lot of this, I had to watch after I left the occult. So I was starting this stuff like 99, 2000.
Gotcha.
So a lot of money at Blockbusters for seasons of shit. But because I didn't have the ability to watch it when it came out. A lot of stuff being watched on Nick at Night. When I first moved out. So, and these were the shows I just kind of fell in love with and just sought out all the episodes I could. It was a way of dealing with depression and other bullshit at the time of being 19 and suddenly on my own. But yeah, so it was, I don't know. Blossom just kind of tweaked for me at that point in time in my life, man.
I like it. Not on my list, and I guess something an honorable mention for me would have been something similar. Like I just said, I couldn't picture you like being a Blossom fan. I was a Sister fan. I don't know if
dude, I almost put that on the list. Tia and Tamara Mowry, right? Yes. That it wasn't one of those. I never really sought out all the episodes, but I would never not watch it if it came on. But yeah, dude, Sister was kind of one of those crazy, kind of quirky little ones, dude. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
And I even got into the spinoff, their brother, Smart Guy. I believe
that I don't think I ever watched.
I believe that was wasn't he their brother?
I think so.
Yeah.
Right,
but yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Cool. So that was your number 6.
Number 6.
My number 5 is starring a comedian and an actor. The actor I think is phenomenal in everything he does. He's just one of those multi-talent. He can sing, he can act, he can do stand-up, like just across the board.
Okay.
Not to mention he's a handsome motherfucker. And that's the Jamie Foxx show.
Dude, yeah.
I loved me some Jamie Foxx show. And I can't remember her name, but the girl that he was infatuated with on the show was hot as fuck too. And then the mother-father dynamic was always funny. Jamie Foxx show.
Didn't Jamie Foxx take place in a hotel?
Yeah, they were running a hotel.
So I mean, I know the show. I've seen the show. I haven't went down that rabbit hole of watching every single episode. But the one thing I have to say I agree with you the most is Jamie Foxx's talent is all off the chain.
Yeah.
I thought his portrayal of Ray was phenomenal.
Agreed.
But yeah, everything I've ever seen Jamie Foxx in, I have always thoroughly enjoyed. And I've always thoroughly enjoyed the TV show. Why I never went back and just dug in and streamed and watched it all, I don't know. But that dude is not only naturally funny, but very naturally God-given, talented beyond all belief. Like, I love the guy. There's another actor in a show that we're going to talk about here in just a second that I feel is the same way. But not necessarily on the same scale as Jamie Foxx. But, yeah, dude, Jamie Foxx crushes everything he does. I think of his performance in Ray, his performance in the Django Unchained, just phenomenal. Dude crushes everything handed to him that they need him to do. Phenomenal. Love Jamie Foxx.
I don't know like what he's not good at. Like there's a few people that I'm like, man, this motherfucker really has it all. And Jamie Foxx is in that category.
I don't know. I don't know if he'd be decent at sports, but I can only
I
imagine he's probably okay at it.
probably is.
He's probably okay at it. Probably phenomenal at it because he's phenomenal at everything else he does.
Yeah.
Or he could just be like, we'll call Jay good at all that stuff. I don't know, because but yeah, we got to get Jay back in here again. It was fun. But Jamie Foxx, yeah, that's a dude where. If I hear Jamie Foxx is even tied to it, I'm there.
Yep.
I'm just there.
Yep.
That's just how I feel. Love Jamie Foxx, man. And I really regret not getting into that show more. So now I'm probably gonna have to go home and find it. And the problem is I have too many things I'm watching right now. like let's be real. Like right now with the little to no time I have, right?
When you're not making lists.
Well, when I'm not making lists, I'm not at work. I'm not trying to plan out, my next stand-up, which I did work out application to get back on schedule for another stand-up routine. When I'm not paying for my kids to go do band bullshit or yard work or, I've got to tear apart and fix my 3D printer because I haven't done that since, been down for like 2 months. My one daughter wants me to watch Alice in Borderlands with her, so we try and do that. My other daughter wants to watch True Blood and Game of Thrones. I'm trying to catch up on AEW through all the archives and get this stuff done. I have a laundry list probably taller than you and I put together of anime I'm trying to work through, and now I've got to add the Jamie fucking Foxx show to that list of stuff to go
Well,
for.
I want to add something else then. Are you a fan of the video game Twisted Metal?
Oh, dude, completely caught up. Me and my daughter binged
so
the
the new
first
series?
3 episodes.
Okay.
Like the
I have
other
one
night.
more to watch.
Dude, I have played every Twisted Metal game. I love the games.
So you're watching, okay.
And absolutely watching. Samoa Joe is a phenomenal guy, a phenomenal pick for Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
Will Arnett, the greatest choice ever to voice it. Like that, you don't see that combination very often where one guy does the acting and the other guy voices. This works absolutely perfectly.
Yeah,
Love it.
Agreed. Anthony Mackie.
Anthony
fucking amazing,
Mackie,
too.
chef kiss, in my opinion, best role the dude's ever played. I love Anthony Mackie in this role.
So we're talking about 90s sitcoms and shit. So it kind of ties in a little bit.
Okay.
But the scene since you've already watched it, the scene when he is in his sister's room reading.
Oh my God, the Babysitter Club.
Yeah, well, he doesn't go up to the room yet. It's when he's down on the couch reading.
Right,
yes,
right.
When he's laying there reading it. Oh my fucking God!
Oh my dude, like the whole
amazing.
feet in the air kicking back and forth. I mean, I'm just like, dude, crush this in a way I would not have seen Anthony Mackie crushing this.
It was amazing.
And I'm just sitting here like, oh my God, I never read those books. Like those were always kind of like the girly books in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I understand under the boredom. Like he would just lay there and start reading these books. He's
it
like, wait a minute,
gets
where's
so into it.
89?
Yeah.
And the only thing I thought was, dear God, this motherfucker burned through 89 of these sons of bitches? And then it bugged him because he had to skip 89, right?
new
And he went to
character.
90 and a new character's in the club, And it's so weird. I think like that kind of, I guess, is where Blossom kind of fell in. I must have been, wouldn't have been like the first show I would have picked up and watched.
Yeah.
But I was probably bored, and I probably sat there and went, all right, what happens next? All right, what happens next?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Joey's kind of quirky, kooky, what the fuck ever. I like this, And at that point, you're like, well, I got to figure out what happened in this episode, because, did she get the purse? Or what the fuck, I completely understand his dynamic with that. 110% understand his dynamic with that. But he pulls it off so well.
Oh, man.
And I'm a little iffy on the Calypso character, if you want the truth.
Really?
Like a little iffy on the Calypso character, just because.
I've only seen the first 2, so don't spoil 3.
No.
for me. Okay.
I'm just talking about his aesthetics, how he looks. Like he doesn't look like I would want Calypso to look. And
It's going off. I'll tell you right now. It's going off Twisted Metal 2. If you go back and watch. Twisted Metal 2,
I get that. It's going off of the second video game.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, my personal opinion, was the worst Calypso of all the games. Right?
Really?
I was a huge fan of the Calypso in black.
Okay.
And the one where Rob Zombie had the entire soundtrack to the game. I want to say it's 3 or
I think
4.
it was black, wasn't it?
No. Black had Paint It Black for the theme song.
Oh, you're right.
But Black had the best storylines in it, in my opinion. But I kind of like the darker, more sinister kind of Calypso in those games than I got, as far as in the other ones. It's not enough to make me go, I'm not watching the show. It's just, it wasn't, as a huge fan of the video games and it being like right in my wheelhouse of, is Sony gonna fuck up their own game doing live action, or are they actually gonna pull this off? Because there's no real storyline to the game, and they're doing a phenomenal job making a storyline from the game. I'm not going to complain about how they chose to portray Calypso. We haven't had enough of them yet for me to go, that was a garbage Calypso.
See, I was exactly the opposite, but I think probably because 2 is my favorite. Black would be my second favorite.
Right.
And I was like, I asked my wife too. After I was like, man, they fucking nailed him. That is Calypso to me. So,
have they gone to the theater, the outdoor theater yet?
No.
All right, I'm not going to say anything else in, but as soon as you get through that episode where they go to the outdoor theater, that's
episode 3.
We've got to talk about what happens there, because like legit, dude, like me and my daughter were like damn near out of our seats, like, oh my god, that was incredible, because one of those things where I don't know how they're going to portray this, and dude, they nailed it. They spot on nailed it. So if anyone's listening to this and have seen the 3rd episode, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
By the time this drops, the whole season's probably done.
yeah, probably. But at the same point in time, like that excitement I got at that particular part of the third episode, it was just like Sony has taken the time to do justice to all the games that they're making into movies. Because there's no real new stories out there in movies, and Sony's like, we've been doing original stories for years. Let's bring them to live action. Uncharted, phenomenal film. I'm sorry, I loved it. I loved it. Got Tom Holland, and it's got Mark Wahlberg in it. If you haven't seen it, dude, go look it up.
I haven't yet.
Phenomenal show. So Uncharted, they killed, in my opinion. Until Dawn, fucking killed. Loved Until Dawn. Survival horror game that they turned into a movie.
Yeah, I know what it is. I just
killed.
haven't seen it.
I loved it. I think it's on HBO or Prime.
Okay.
I'm not sure which, but yeah. Love it. I thought it was done really well. I mean, and Twisted Metal, for being episodic, I don't think you could have done that as a movie. It needed to be episodic, and in my opinion, they are crushing the storyline.
Yeah.
The actors and actresses are crushing what they're doing. Some of the characters they've taken liberties with, but I'm okay with what they've done with it, right? Yeah. Preacher, a little kind of far on the liberties area for me from season 1, but you know what? He's a cult leader. He's doing all this other, fucked up shit. I'm good with that. Let's go. Let's go. Have you? The guy on the motorcycle, have you seen him?
Mr. Grimm?
Okay. So,
yeah, he debuted at the end of season.
I love what they did with Grimm.
Okay. I haven't seen past his debut. He was in the cell or whatever they gave him the
right.
helmet.
So they didn't make him like Ghost Rider. He's not just a skeleton riding a motorcycle. Yeah. It's that helmet. I respect that part of it. I like what they did with the character.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what else they're going to do with the character. The only thing I really want to see is a sidecar come onto that, because that would really kind of put it right on that vehicle run of the Twisted Metal games. Not enough for me to bitch or complain about, right? But yeah. See, man, you opened a whole freaking...
Yeah.
Yeah, you just opened a whole fandom fucking, like, I don't know what you're doing, but absolutely. But yeah, how did we get, Babysitter's Club. Yeah, Anthony Mackie crushed that. But yeah, that's one of those, Babysitter's Club and Boxcar Children books were like the two, and Hardy Boys, I guess. For me, it was Hardy Boy books.
I never read any of them. I know what they are, but I never read them. Goosebumps is what I read.
Well, yeah, I wasn't allowed to read Goosebumps. Goosebumps was the devil and shit, so, but I mean, seeing that scene, and that brings back so much nostalgia for you from your childhood of the books, and everyone had that bookshelf, right? That you had all those things. You would pick up a book here, a book there, or get it for your birthday or Christmas or something. You couldn't wait to add it to your collection on the shelf, which is, super cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
which brings us back to the list. Believe we're on number 4, correct? Because my number 5 was Jamie Foxx show. Your number 5 was
haven't given it.
So we're on number 5 then still.
Number 5 for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So my number 5 debuted in 1987, and it ended in 1995. And one of the actors on this show is one of those multi-talented people, in my opinion. Even to this day, he has performed with the Beach Boys. He has performed with Bob Dylan. He is actually quite an accomplished drummer as well. He is a singer, he's a guitarist, and he's an actor. And he played Uncle Jesse in the show Full House. So number 5 for me is Full House. The Tanners, all the kids, Uncle Jesse. It was all there for me, man. It was a great show. Yeah. And kind of another one of those wholesome shows, but just love to sit and watch that. And, you know, I can't say a whole lot. I had a crush on DJ, and then later in life it was on the middle sister.
Stephanie?
Yeah. You know, when she got older,
Jodie Sweetin.
Holy shit. Anyway,
Okay.
Yep. I would do very wrong things to Jodie Sweetin, I'm not going to lie. And
As would I.
If she ever hears this,
You know what?
I'm sorry, but
Let's use that as a segue to my next 90s sitcom, Marry Fuck Kill.
oh,
Because
no.
Jodie Sweetin is on it.
You said the character. I can't do anything with that. That character's a kid.
No, this one, the first one was the character. This one is the actual people.
Oh,
Okay?
okay.
And we're going to go with the actual people as they look today.
Okay.
So,
I might have to have Google for this one.
Jodie Sweetin,
All right.
who played Stephanie Tanner. Tiffany Thiessen, who played Kelly Kapowski on Saved by the Bell, which was on my list, and I took it off to put on Golden Girls. And then number 3 of the Marry Fuck Kill is Danielle Fishel, who played Topanga on Boy Meets World.
Christ, dude. Yeah, Tiffany Thiessen played in a show called Fastlane later in life, and
She's played a few things.
Jesus Christ, yeah, you're a dick. This one's going to be difficult.
What was the point?
As much as I hate to say it, I'm going to have to kill off Tiffany.
Okay.
Now, I really don't like... I mean, I will make tender love to her before I do. And I'm going to take... I'm going to have a night with Danielle Fisher. That's just going to be...
It's Fishel.
Fishel. I don't care. I'll fish for her, Fishel for her. I will hit her G spot, H spot, LMNOP spot. We'll cover the whole goddamn alphabet. Okay, like when I was younger, that girl made me harder in Chinese algebra. I ain't gonna lie. Like that. Yeah.
It would be both. You would be both.
That's I'd drop my pants and look at her and be like, "Tell Pinocchio a lie." You know? yeah. I would definitely drop my pants and be like, I'm not big in real estate, but is this a lot? I'm just wondering, you know. I mean, bad pickup lines. This is why I'm not a player. Anyway, so, but I am marrying Jodie Sweetin because I'm going to do wrong things to that woman every night, and it's going to be a blast for hopefully both of us. Yeah, and where it really, I'll tell you where it really clicked for me, because I kind of forgot about her for years. Mm-hmm. And when I lived in my second apartment, I was paying for cable at the time, so every morning I would get up and I would turn on a station. I don't even think it's on TV anymore. I think it got absorbed or taken off or whatever. It was called Fuse.
Oh yeah, remember that.
So MTV played music and a bunch of reality shows. Fuse played rock alternative like all day long. I love the channel Fuse. And one day she was hosting one of the spots. And she was doing it in kind of goth clothes that very much accentuated her grown-up part, so to speak. And I'm just like... And I remember seeing her name at the bottom, and I looked it up, and I'm like, oh my God. She got hot. I don't think I've ever admitted nor will admit to masturbating to a TV channel that's based on music, and you can draw your own conclusions if it happened or not. But based on this Marry Fuck Kill, yeah, that girl, yep, yep. So that's my answer. I'm marrying her, and that's gonna happen.
Okay. We're almost on the same wavelength here. I'm also going to kill Tiffany Thiessen. You
Gosh,
said
she's still good looking.
you
as
said
hell,
you would
though.
gently fuck her, though. I would have to fuck her as hard as possible because that's what would kill her. So I'm gonna fuck Tiffany to death, and that leaves me with the other two. This is where we're flip flop because I want to do the same thing with Jodie Sweetin. So it wouldn't be one night. She would have to be my side chick. That's all there is to it. I'm gonna keep going back to her, but I couldn't marry her because she does have some issues that would make her not wife material per se. She's had some rough goings, and when I think of marriage, I think of settling down. So she'd be my side piece,
Oh, geez.
and then
Okay.
I'm going to marry Topanga, aka Danielle Fishel. Change her last name to Webb, which is much easier to pronounce, and she also likes wrestling. I would convert her more to AEW.
Oh, okay.
She's
Yeah.
a WWE girl, so
Uh-huh.
I'd convert her more to AEW. But she likes wrestling, so we would have something to enjoy as
Okay.
we're married, besides just the D. So, well, she would enjoy the D, not me.
I mean, if it wasn't for Jodie being on that list, I definitely would be wifing up Danielle without a doubt. Because
Yeah.
I mean, Danielle is kind of that. I think it was kind of every boy's crush back in the '90s, if you want the truth, because she was a beautiful young woman.
I was gonna say all three, but I guess not Jodie. She was probably younger,
No, not in the '90s, not Jodie. No,
but Kelly was Kelly Kapowski.
oh,
Saved by the Bell.
oh God, God, yeah, yeah.
So, all right. So there's the Marry Fuck Kill, and that was sandwiched nicely. Segue, because your
Going in the 6.
your number 5, right?
Yeah, my number 5
Was
was
Full House.
Full House.
Then we did the Marry Fuck Kill with
Mm-hmm.
Jodie Sweetin. My number 4 is Full House.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was a perfect little sandwich there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the fun part of that sandwich on the other end of that is that my number 4 ran from 1993 and ended in 2000. And this was one of those definitely kind of growing up shows. This is one of those that made you jealous of the main character and his girlfriend. And this is the one where there'd be times you just walk around the house and go, Finny, Finny. Because my number 4 is Boy Meets World. Which, you know, Topanga. And God only knows, the longer that show went on, the better that girl looked.
Oh, God, yes.
And she just was the sweetheart girl you just wanted to take home to introduce to mom and then fucking bend right over the Thanksgiving table to prove that she was yours. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I probably would have taken her to my bed, not the Thanksgiving table.
I don't
but
give a shit. At that point, anyone can watch.
I get it.
Love her.
Okay. Well, since we're talking about Thanksgiving, you normally gather your family at Thanksgiving. My number 3 is Family Matters.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Good, great show, man.
Very, very good. That's
I mean, especially since Urkel was only supposed to be like a 2-episode guest character,
I didn't know that.
and ended up being a
Yeah,
mainstay on that.
yeah,
Yeah. There was a lot of controversy surrounding that show, but it was a good show.
I don't feel like that show could have worked without Urkel. You say that.
Yeah.
What were they
Yeah.
going to do?
He was just supposed to be like a 1 or 2 episode kind of like guest spot, and he just kind of stole the whole thing, and they left him in the show, wrote him in the show. But the dad from
Carl.
Family Matters, Carl, didn't like kids. Didn't want to work with kids.
Really?
Hated working with kids. In fact, would only show up on set, do what he had to do, and then go back to his like there was a lot of tension there between the kids on the show and him. And they said it really didn't ever break tension until really close to the end of the show type run. But they were like, yeah, he was just kind of rude and kind of a dick to the kids that were even anywhere remotely like to the show. And they, you know, it was kind of one of those things where I remember just watching this documentary. I'm like, Carl, like, hated kids? Like, really? Like, you know, I mean, you get paid that good enough, I guess. Just kind of one of those things. But yeah, it was, you know, I mean, still doesn't take anything away from the show. Love the show.
Yeah.
I've
Carl
seen-
did grow. I can't remember his real name. He's also passed away.
Yeah. He's also passed away.
But he was a good father on the show.
Kind of like
not
had that
liking
father
kids.
figure.
Yeah.
You kind of
Sure.
yeah, you definitely looked to a little bit growing up. But
Another thing about Urkel and bring my grandmother back into this. So I would always pull my pants way above my navel and walk out into the room like, did I do that? And it would always crack my grandmother up. So
Oh man.
very good show. And then
Yeah,
later
I love
on
the
in the
show.
episodes when they made his twin brother, what was his twin brother's name? Was it Steven? It was just
no,
him.
Steve Urkel was the main character's
Well,
name.
I know, but he had, later in episodes they brought Steve Urkel's brother, which was just played by the same person.
Wasn't it like a polar opposite thing,
Stefan?
like where
Yeah, he was like handsome.
where
and he was his normal real life
Urkel
person.
was like the nerdy kid, but I think it was Stefan or something like
Stefan,
that.
yeah, it was something
and
like-
he was like a more debonair kind of
Yes.
player
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Yes, I do
But it's the
remember
same-
that.
it's the same person.
Same guy who played it, and you're sitting there going, "Wow, that's insane!"
Yeah,
like
it was really good.
really kind of opened the depths of him and what he could do acting wise, which was cool in that aspect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. So
That was my number 3.
all right, man, we're number 3, dude. We're top 3 now. This is good. So number 3 for me ran from 1982, ended in 1993, but still aired in the 90s.
You have all the stats this time.
I
Did you
know.
notice that? That
Yeah,
was fine.
I do,
Like,
which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
This show went into reruns in the 90s. This show is one of those shows I've said many times, if I could act on any sitcom, what would I fit in well at? This is that show for me. And it's kind of one of those shows where heavily dialogue driven, ran. Didn't have a whole lot of overly quirky shit in it, but had a amazing cast of characters. And I'm talking about a lot of the characters from the show went on to do a lot bigger things, went on to do a lot bigger television shows, went on to do blockbuster films. And one of those shows about just a group of people just hanging out at a place where everybody knows your name.
Oh,
I'm talking about Cheers.
okay.
Where'd you think I was going with that?
I didn't know. I was like, I don't know what show he's talking about. I only watched a few episodes of Cheers. That wasn't up my alley. But am I wrong? Wasn't Frasier a spinoff of that?
Kelsey Grammer actually was a character on Cheers,
And then he had his own.
Frasier came
Okay.
out as a result of, because Frasier started in '93, and that's when Cheers ended.
Okay.
So Frasier was that character because he was always the doctor character on the show, kind of the psychoanalyst character
Yeah.
on the show. So they gave him his own spinoff
Gotcha. Okay.
from that. Woody Harrelson was on that
yeah,
show.
I remember him.
I mean, there was just a plethora of people that walked through and did what they had to do. I can't remember the one girl, Christy Alley, was on that show. She went on to do movies and other television shows. And I mean, who was the bartender guy? Dan? No. I'm drawing a blank. But I mean, yeah, Cheers. Cheers was just a fun show to sit back. A lot of sarcasm, a lot of little
Yeah.
barb jabs thrown at each other's way, but you always knew that they all loved each other. It was just kind of one of those deals. And really, how far can you take a show of just people sitting in a bar bullshitting? Pretty far, as it turns out, pretty far. So loved the show. I mean, especially you got to look at it, man. That show ran for a total of 11 years. 11 years is a good span of time to run
Yeah.
for any of the TV shows. Only 2 of them on my list have ran for that long. But it's all there.
Okay. Like I
So-
said, I've only watched a
Which-
few episodes.
Oddly enough, Cheers ran for 11 years, and Frasier ran for 11 years.
Were they made by the same people? Do you know?
I think the same studio, but I'm not
Okay.
sure the same director. I'm not sure about that.
Well, like I was saying, I've only watched a few episodes, but I do know the show. I didn't know what you were going to say until you said that everybody knows your name. They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
But probably one of the reasons that I never watched the show too much is because I was too busy jacking off to the girl in my number 2. And that is one that you've previously mentioned, and it's about a boy and his world. Boy Meets World is my number 2
Okay.
on top 10 90s sitcoms.
Okay. All right.
What was his name? Like, we keep saying...
Corey Matthews?
Corey, okay. I could not remember Corey. Okay. All I can remember is Topanga.
It was Corey, Sean,
Sean, yep.
and the older brother's name was
Irrelevant.
I don't remember, because then you had Feeney.
I can picture
Yeah.
him, but I can't... I can't remember his name.
I know
either.
exactly. I mean, he's went on to do. He mainly does a lot of voice acting now for animated features, but he's went on to do a whole bunch of stuff.
It wasn't Zach, was it?
No,
Okay.
I don't know.
There's a lot of Zachs in
Yeah,
sitcoms.
but his name wasn't Zach.
Okay. Yeah.
Can't remember his name now. I don't even remember the little sister's name they brought in later. Just
Because we were too focused on Topanga, let's be honest.
I mean, this is true. You had Minkus. Remember Minkus? But and then I remember the one kid that ran around with the bully. He was the bigger kid. His dad was played. The one time they brought that bigger kid's dad in, his dad was played by Van Vader.
Vader, yeah.
That kid went on to do insane stuff. Like he was in all kinds of movies. Have you seen him now?
Mm-mm.
Dude is ripped.
Oh, really?
Like, I mean, massively ripped, buff dude. Yeah. Ethan Suplee is the actor's name.
Oh.
Who played the big kid. He played the big role for years and years and years because that's all. I mean, he was just a bigger guy. Ended up losing weight and just got massively ripped, dude. Like bodybuilding ripped, pro wrestler looking ripped. It's like insane what this guy transformed into. But yeah, I mean, dude, Boy Meets World is just iconic in any right of the manner. So, my number 2 ran from 1990 to 1996, had a good 6-year run. In my opinion, it was one of the most well-known sitcoms of the 90s. It was one of the most watched by people that I spoke to. Everybody loved this character because everybody in the cast, after season 2, they replaced one character, I believe, and the cast gelled together so well, you kind of had a hard time believing they weren't family. And everyone in the cast, phenomenal, from top to bottom. One of the actors went on to be a major blockbuster movie star, and we lost the uncle of the show many years ago, and rest in peace.
This is a story all about how
to Uncle Phil.
my life got flipped, turned upside down.
Absolutely. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is my number 2. I think I've seen every episode probably multiple times. And, I mean, Alfonso Alberto Rivera or whatever. Yeah, I love that guy, man. Like, not only in Fresh Prince, which what a lot of people didn't know is he always wore the long sleeves because he was into fitness. And they're like, it doesn't fit your nerd persona. So they had to cover up his body because it didn't fit him being a nerd. But it made who he was. Everyone knows the Carlton dance, right? Like it's still a thing kids know, but have never seen the show. It's kind of surpassed time. It's surpassed generations.
Another thing, I would just come out of nowhere into the living room and do in front of my grandma, and I'd have her peeing herself. The Carlton dance. Or the jump on, and that little thing that Will did on that. Yeah.
I mean, but you got to have, what was it? What song did he do the Carlton dance to so much? It's Not Unusual.
Yeah.
Who sings that? Tom something or other, whatever. Yeah, you have to have that playing when you do it. But I mean, it's just iconic, man.
I can just break out into it without any music.
It was such a great show.
Yes.
I mean, and there's so many iconic moments in it. I remember Uncle Phil having a heart attack and they pull through a drive-through to get a burger in the ambulance type shit. And when he pretended like he didn't know how to play pool just to swindle the guys in the bar because Will lost so much money and everything to the guys in the bar. I mean, Uncle Phil was just that kind of classic guy. Everybody, I feel everyone who watched the show wishes they kind of had someone in their life like Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Jeffrey was amazing.
I loved Jeffrey in the show.
Hillary was gorgeous.
He had the right amount of sarcasm that fit the show perfectly.
Yep.
But you could also tell he cared a lot. See, for me, it was in the later run of the show where the younger daughter was the hot one.
Tatiana Ali.
Yeah, she was kind of the.
Agree.
Not in the early run of the show, the later run of the show. I was like, yeah, she's hot. Hillary never really I don't know. I think it's just because of how she played her part.
Ashley.
Like she was Ashley. Yes,
Yes.
Ashley. I mean, Hillary, pretty girl, but her character ruined that for me.
Oh,
Not
gotcha.
because of anything she did. She played her role perfectly.
Yeah.
At least I feel she played her role perfectly. But that's the kind of girl that I would be like, and I'm going over here now.
Okay,
you
so
know.
let's be fair. I had to say Hillary is hot because as a 40-year-old man, I cannot say that Ashley was hot. Yes, later in life she was, but
Yeah, later in life she was, but not during the show. But you know, she definitely blossomed.
I think I was old enough
her
or
run.
young enough at that point. I could have said that she was hot, but now it's.
Well, I mean,
weird.
at that
So,
point in life,
yeah.
sure, I could have got away with it. At this point in my life,
Probably shouldn't. Yeah.
probably not going to get away with that. Not that way. Not that way. Holy crap, dude! We have climbed the mountain. We are knocking on the dragon den door.
Before
We
we do
have
it,
to address the dragon in the room again.
undress it.
Or undress the dragon. I'm cool.
But number one,
Get a little scaly.
before we get to it, let's do your cards.
Let's do. Oh, you don't have any more sitcom?
No,
Sitcom
I
ones?
only had those two. I might do a top of the dome one at the end of this episode, but we'll see.
So while I mix these up, have you ever seen the movie Peanut Butter Falcon?
I have never even heard of it.
It was apparently the last movie Jake the Snake Roberts had a role in,
Oh,
and I heard about it and I ran across it and I watched it the other day. Not a bad little flick, dude. Not a bad little.
why are you
movie.
bringing this up?
I don't know. But
Oh, okay.
Just because I looked down and saw one of the names on the card and that person plays in that movie.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it was kind of a cool little movie.
Never even heard of it.
If anybody here hears this hasn't seen Peanut Butter Falcon, it's free on Amazon if you have Amazon, and I just highly suggest you go watch the movie. It's kind of a cool little movie. All right, right or left?
I don't remember what I went with last time, but I'm going to go right. I
And
chose
Shia
wrong.
LaBeouf was the one that reminded me of that. So
Oh.
you chose wrong. The only guy I know is disappointed it didn't choose Dick.
Oh, I'm sure you know other guys.
Only on Tuesdays. All right, so we have
I have my phone ready because I'm.
Olivia Wilde.
I know who it is. Don't know what she looks like. So Olivia Wilde.
That one I haven't seen a picture of in a minute, but I'm pretty sure I know
Does her name end with an E? Yes,
Yes.
sure does.
who it does.
Okay. She's 41 years old.
Okay, yeah.
Looks vastly different in every one of those pictures.
I know.
So,
Nicole Richie
oh, there's some nipple. Okay, I knew who that is.
and Jada Pinkett Smith.
Okay.
Whew.
So,
It's not really a difficult one for me.
I am going to kill Jada Pinkett. I've never had a thing for her. So, although looking at what Nicole Richie looks like, also So I would just roll the die, I guess, when it comes to those two. Because Nicole Richie just doesn't look all that great either. I remember when she was on that show with Paris or whatever, I'll go based off of that. I would fuck Nicole Richie based off of that error of her, I guess. And I would kill Jada because, again, I don't have a thing for her and I don't want to get slapped by Will Smith. That's who he's with, right? Isn't that who his wife is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, or was, whatever. And then who's the number one? Oh, the number one is the girl
Olivia
that I said there's
Wilde.
like 10 different versions of. So I guess that's the one I'm marrying. These were terrible choices. Can we go to the dudes?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I guess I'm marrying Olivia Wilde, and the one I know least about, fucking Nicole Richie in the era of her and Paris' show, and just killing Jada.
All right.
There you go.
So I'm kind of along the same lines, just a little bit different, I guess. Yeah, definitely getting rid of Jada Pinkett. I just really never had a thing for her, and the more I know about her, the less I like her, kind of deal.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Nicole Richie, I mean, I've thrown a dog a bone once or twice, so I mean, I'll give her the night, I guess. And not a whole lot of attraction there for me either,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. Now Olivia Wilde, on the other hand, I don't think she's that bad looking.
But which
I
picture are you
really
looking
don't.
at? That's
I mean, yeah, we'll throw a ring on it and march the rest of the way through life, I guess. I'm not super stoked about any of the options, but I mean, she's probably the best looking out of the three, 100% on that. And I'm going to go with, because I don't know an extreme amount about her personal life, she's got way less drama than the other two.
Yeah,
so
probably.
I'm going to go with, we could probably have a very peaceful life at that point.
Fair. Okay, that's fair. So we agree.
No one's been punching comedians in the mouth and saying, keep my Olivia's name out your mouth, bitch.
All right. So we agreed on that then.
Her mouth is for my lips and dick.
No.
Yeah, sorry.
So now we are in the dragon lair.
We're in the dragon's lair. We are
undressed-
tugging on the tail, pushing the dragon button.
We're undressing the dragon right now. I'm going to go ahead and give my number one
Getting those
because
silly scales.
I'm going to give my number one because we just talked an extended amount about it. The only thing I wanted to say is, or added that I want to say is, I remember the final episode of this episode, and I think anyone who watched the show does. And it was them standing in the living room with nothing around them.
Mm-hmm.
And my number two, or my number one, is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, that final episode was.
I'll never forget that.
Was that entire? It felt so final.
Yeah.
Like, you have those shows that end, and you're like, yeah, they're gonna be cool. You know, I mean, life's gonna be good for them. It was so jarring.
So
because
real.
there wasn't going to be anything left. They weren't going to stay in that. You want the end of a sitcom. You want to believe they're going to live the rest of their life in that same scenario that you visited with them for the last X amount of years, right? Like, you want to know that Carlton's going to sneak in the living room and look around, and no one's going to be there, and he's going to walk over to that stand and turn on that music and dance behind the couch, right? Like, you want to know that's still going to happen, and now it's not, because they're no longer there. The show ended, and it's like they did too, to a degree. Like, they're not going to be there anymore. The banks are not where the banks are supposed to be, and it kind of left you with like a void, like a serious void. That I remember when I watched that final episode, it was like, for 3 days, I felt off and didn't know why. I'm like, oh, God damn, what the fuck's wrong with me? This is a TV show, damn it. Yeah. But they're able to draw you in, make you emotionally invested with those characters to a point that when that show ends, you feel like you lost something in a way. And that final scene, because Will's going off to do his thing, and the rest of the family's, Hillary's going off to do her thing. Ashley, I think, was going to college. Like, everyone was gone.
Yep.
And
just an empty house.
I remember, I think Phil said something along the lines of, I've done everything I can for you. You have to do it for yourself now, or something along those lines. I don't remember the exact. And you could tell Jeffrey was like heartbroken that everyone was going, and he was going back to where he was from at that point, because there was no reason for him to be, in that situation anymore.
Yeah.
And you just kind of felt that whole, you knew they weren't going to be together anymore. Everyone was gone, and that was the, I don't know if I want to say the genius of the show.
Well, I think the actors also knowing that it was legit, like the end of everything,
right?
I think came across in their portrayal of the characters, so that added to it.
And I think that definitely added to it, because they knew that they weren't going to see each other that next day. They weren't coming back to work together anymore. That next day, they were all figuratively and literally going on to do other things. And it was absolutely geniusly portrayed in the acting and in real life. And I think that's why it hit people in the feels as hard as it did. So yeah, I mean, great number one choice. Like I said, my number two choice. So I think, definitely, has a special place in both our hearts, and probably millions of other people around the U.S. and the world at this point who have seen it. Yeah. So my number one actually was quite low on your list. And for me, it was a combination of things. For me, it was a combination of most of the characters on the show. But growing up, I wish I had a dad like this, kind of wish I had more of a carefree kind of run on some things.
I just wish I had a dad. Sorry.
Why, didn't your mom tell you? Anyway, but For me, it was the wise neighbor who always gave sultry advice, and for me, it was watching the characters grow up as kids. And one of my favorite lines of the show that just kept coming up over and over and over again, and it kept getting comical every time, was when the second most famous character of the show would just go, I don't think so, Tim. So number one for me is Home Improvement. And it's Tim the Toolman Taylor, Al Borland, Heidi, and of course the neighbor Wilson. And I remember the very end of the show, the very last point of the show, at the end during the credits when Wilson came out holding one of those fences for the last bow of the show that they showed, and he drops the fence and takes his bow where everyone got to see Wilson's full face, which was kind of that years in the making, you know, because no one ever saw Wilson's face for years on end. But I mean, Wilson was always the guy who was, you know, well, Tim, you know, the great philosopher once said, oh yeah, you know. Tim was just the dad who was trying to get by day to day and didn't really know what he was doing. Kind of reminds me a lot of my own parenting style, because with my two daughters, there's some days I have no idea what I'm doing. And some days I wonder if I ever should have been a father entirely at all. But we do, it was kind of that struggle of the dad who's just trying to do his best, who does love his kids, and just hopes that they don't turn out quite as eccentric as he does, but still a kid at heart, very much indeed, just with much more expensive power tools and hospital trips. So for me, it was number one was Home Improvement.
All right.
So
we had several on there that were the same, and there were
two that matched like dead on, which is funny.
On the spot, yeah.
And you know, obviously, Home Improvement was much farther down on the list for you, but
it's still there.
You know, at the same point in time, still a beloved show. All the way through. I'll still watch that show when it comes on.
Yeah.
So I still turn it on, you know, one of the streaming services and let it play for a few hours just because, you know, it's classically funny.
I actually like his newer show better than Home Improvement, though.
Okay, which one?
The Outdoorsman show. What is that called?
Still Standing?
No. Where he runs an outdoor.
Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
Hey, that show's already went off the air. Now he's on one called Shifting Gears.
Okay. Well, The Last Man Standing, I enjoy that more than I did Home Improvement. I liked Home Improvement. Like I said, it's on my list.
And Jonathan Taylor Thomas came back for a cameo in that, and so did Al as well.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing Al.
Which is really cool that you know kind of went that way. He also did another show with Al on. It was like an inventor show or something that he hosted with Al. But he has another show now called Shifting Gears, which I don't know if it's ran its course or not. But do you remember Two Broke Girls? And Thor. Not Natalie Portman, but her friend.
Okay.
The dark-haired, big boob, sarcastic girl. Mm-hmm. She plays Tim Taylor, or she plays his daughter in Shifting Gears. So, both of them together, by the way, are hilarious. So if you look that up, they actually do very, very well together.
Is it about a car? Like, is it a?
He runs an auto shop,
okay.
But his daughter, who they had a falling out years ago, and she kind of left, hadn't heard from her in years, and she just shows up with her kids, needs a place to stay, type thing. That's kind of the opening premise of the show, and so it's. A lot of sarcasm thrown back and forth, and both of them are pretty good at throwing sarcasm back and forth, and a lot of kind of like that father-daughter tension thing. So now he's playing. His last two shows have involved daughters, not sons. Yeah, and a lot of like chaotic crap that goes on down at the auto shop, but it's still classic, Tim Taylor, so to speak, but a little more. A lot less power tool hiccups and more, kind of life lesson type stuff. But still, Tim Allen is still Tim Allen, and he's still absolutely hilarious. And that girl plays really, really well off of Tim.
Gotcha.
She really does.
One show that neither of us mentioned, and I'm surprised. Roseanne. I thought for sure that, I don't know why, I just felt like it was going to be on your list. I didn't mention it for a couple different, I watched the show, but it wasn't like, yeah, I need to watch this. It was just kind of, I watched it because
At the
was
time,
on.
Roseanne was out, and I'm not taking anything away from the show at all. It didn't resonate with me.
Right,
Now,
I mean, yeah, same to me.
as an adult, I would probably resonate all over that show, if you want the
Yeah.
truth, because
But as a kid, not really. Yeah.
it wasn't more of the 90s sitcoms that I had to get home to watch type deal. It wasn't one of those things. And in my opinion, it was always, that was the, Roseanne was the struggle show, man. Roseanne had the jokes in it, and Roseanne wrote an amazing show. She had an amazing character. But it was about the real life middle class struggle of getting by day to day. And if someone lost their job, like, it was serious shit that could happen. And no doubt that, mom and dad didn't love each other, but there was the spats, there was the fights, there was the fuck yous, there was the, don't come to bed tonight, I wasn't planning to anyways, type thing. A lot of stuff that the married couples of the time could probably relate to and kind of laugh their way through. You knew that nothing was really going to happen between them, but those things happened. Those things came out. Those things were part of it. And it was kind of that, whereas a lot of the shows we talked about really matched into us growing up. That show was the coming of age for married people, so to speak. Like, this is your actual real struggles. It's not the crush across the lunchroom anymore. Now it's the, God damn it, bitch, I love you, but I'm going to smack the fucking shit out of you. You don't shut your mouth type struggle at that point. Because you both got on each other's nerves, and then your kids got on each other's nerves, and then they had to, reconnect and figure out who they were again. And, he lost his job, and then, she comes over and he finds out, her dude's beating on her. So he goes and just fucks dude up and ends up going to jail in the show a little bit, As an adult, like I said, would resonate all over it. And I think it probably deserves to be on a top 10 list. It just wasn't my fond memory top 10 list.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But John, was it John Goodman who played her husband? Or John... I want to say it was John Goodman. Maybe not.
That sounds right.
Um,
Because her real life husband was Tom Arnold,
right.
who was also on the show.
Yeah, I think he had some guest roles on the show or something. But, I love the actor.
It is Goodman. Yes.
John Goodman. I love John Goodman. He's been in so much stuff. I just loved watching him in.
And I love Darlene.
Darlene was a trip. Gosh, she grew up to be a feminazi.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I was the same. It didn't resonate with me. Like I said, I watched it, but it wasn't like
if I went back and watched it now, I would probably laugh a lot more, and I'd probably appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah.
It's just not on my list of things to go back and watch. And then when Roseanne came back on TV and they just killed her off because people didn't like her viewpoint on things, I'm like, yeah, I'm just done with the show.
And another one I kind of expected. I took it off my list, like I said, because I needed to get Golden Girls on there. I took that and King of Queens off, but was Saved by the Bell. Did you ever get into Saved by the Bell?
I did watch it, but
was it another one?
For me, it was Boy Meets World over Saved by the Bell.
Okay. Clearly me too.
When it came to the school drama type thing, I thought Saved by the Bell had, hot chicks in it, crush all over that shit, but it wasn't enough for me to want to watch the show over and over. So when it came to that kind of school drama, I only needed one girl, and that was Topanga. Because I think Saved by the Bell even went to the college years. I think they had a college years.
Oh, really?
At one point.
I probably tapped out by that point.
But I know, like, Boy Meets World, it went all the way through college. And I just kept going, because at one point in time, I was like, I don't know who I'm crushing on more, either Sean's girlfriend or Topanga. Because when they got to those college years, dear Lord, were they both beautiful.
Was Sean's girl the redhead chick?
No.
What am I thinking of? There's a redhead chick that was like a bad girl. I can't remember. Maybe that was on Full House. She might have been Stephanie's friend.
I think that was Full House. Because Sean had the black girl for a girlfriend when they got to the college years. When they got, because it was, they were kind of addressing the whole, interracial relationships and stuff at the time. Because they did address some of those current, stigmas and issues of the time. But I mean, the I don't remember the girl's name who played his girlfriend, but she fit the friend dynamic of the whole group extremely well, and she was hot. I'm not even gonna lie, like
Can't remember the girl I'm talking.
And-
I can picture her. I think she was Stephanie's friend on Full House, and she was like the bad girl, and nobody wanted her to hang out. But I thought she was also on another show. She dated one of the brothers. It doesn't matter. Okay, so that's our top 90s sitcoms.
Yeah. Good list though.
Yeah.
Good list. Yeah.
As always,
Yeah.
we make good lists.
It was fun. These last couple lists, the last episode and this one was a lot of fun to make, a lot harder to put together than I thought it was going to be on both lists, actually. Yeah. But like I said, I'm looking forward to the next ones.
As am I, but I'm also looking forward to our next sponsor because it's literally my favorite part of the show, and we started with that. So,
jeez,
Under Boob Sweat Energy. Courtney loves Shotgun.
It's really bad as I get home later in that day, and I'm like, if you would have just given me time, I could have incorporated so much more.
I understand that, but it's better when I just
like I make like 7 better commercials like 3 hours later at home. Like, God, why didn't I think of this? Why didn't I think of that?
That's amazing.
And it's like it's ridiculous because I don't want to waste thought process on it, but my brain just goes back to, hey, dumbass, you should have said this.
If you ever run out of material for a stand-up, you should just do a whole set of you just doing fake ad reads.
Maybe I'll do that on my next one. This stand-up set is brought to you by Courtney Loves Shotguns. That's right, Courtney loves shotguns. Have you ever wanted to see if your dreams could go through the roof? Well, now you can find out with Courtney Loves Shotguns. Now in the new sawed-off model. That's right, you can now kill yourself right in a crawl space and send your dreams through the floor.
Make sure you're wearing turtleneck sweat deodorant as well.
That's right.
All right.
And just remember, if you're ever in doubt, go outside. You think no one's going to care? The guy who's got to clean that up well. Anyway.
Make sure you guys are going over to our Instagram, _inappropriates_podcast, and interacting there. Click on some of the photos. Tell us what you want us to hear. Give us some list ideas. But also, as I stated at the end of the last episode, make sure you go to that picture that I'm going to throw together of the Wow Bert Kreischer video, because if you get enough people saying that they want to see me and Matthew do it, I'm going to have Matthew convinced that he has to.
Or just subscribe to our OnlyFans where we sell nudes for 49 cents a piece.
There's no nudity involved.
Bullshit.
We'll have things over our...
Bullshit. Bullshit.
If our stomachs aren't covering our scrotum, there will be something, so...
As we're clapping cheeks.
All right.
If it's involved in any jumping, I'm going to knock myself out with a man titty. This is not fun. No one wants to see this.
I beg to differ. I think everybody wants to see this.
I think we were trying to get famous on YouTube, and we had to call an ambulance, and then I got to explain to the doctor what the fuck was going on. And
Well, thank you all for listening. Peace.
Have a week. All right, folks, so until next time, I'm Matthew.
I'm Nathan.
And we're here reminding you to be yourself, because everyone else is taken.
So fucking inappropriate.